So you out here trying to hurt my feelings because you think the next, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because them think if he ain't good enough that I be having you crashing out.
Cardi B gets her son's hair, and Offset's son, braided exactly like her boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. Offset fires off with a series of tweets and deletes his Twitter. He says, now, when somebody passes away for playing with my son, then call me a crash out.
Is currently threatening to harm or pew Cardi B's new boyfriend over the fact that he thought that the boyfriend and Cardi B's son have the same hairstyle. The son, Cardi's son, has not had the hairstyle for months. So you're online when you have an open case, a custody battle, threatening to harm and pew somebody during a custody battle when whole time they don't even, whatever reason you're mad about, it's not even factual because your baby hasn't had that hairstyle in months, which further proves that you haven't seen your baby in months, which is now helping Cardi's case. What's not clicking? How can you be asking for spousal support when you haven't seen your kid in so long that you don't even know what hairstyle they have?
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's hottest drama. Offset is not taking this one lightly. The internet exploded after a photo surfaced of his son standing next to NFL star Stefon Diggs, who just so happened to be rocking the exact same braids Offset's son has been wearing for months. Coincidence? Offset ain't buying it. What really sent Offset over the edge was the fact that Stefon Diggs is rumored to be Cardi B's new man, and seeing Diggs pull up with the same hairstyle as his son, Offset allegedly snapped and even threatened Diggs, talking reckless like he was ready to take him out over some braids. It's giving serious tension, not just petty jealousy. Now everyone's asking.
Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as the, this account does not exist and you can't even go to his Instagram. So what happened was there's this photo, a side-by-side photo of Offset and Cardi's son, Wave, and Stefon Diggs. And people begin to point out, and this is an older side-by-side, but people begin to point out that Wave's hair is braided very similar to Stefon Diggs. Mm-hmm. The only difference is the part in the middle and where that starts, to be honest. But it is very similar, almost the same hairstyle. So people are, were making jokes about it, and they were, trying to make it seem like Cardi did this on purpose.
Has Offset lost his grip? Or is there more to this braid beef than just hair? Let's break it all down. If you've been keeping up with the drama lately, you already know things between Cardi B and Offset have been rocky since their messy 2024 divorce. But no one expected the next chapter would involve NFL heat, matching hairstyles, and low-key threats. It all popped off when Stefon Diggs hit the field at a Patriots practice sporting a fresh set of braids. No big deal, right? Except those weren't just any braids. Fans were quick to clock that they were identical to the ones Cardi and Offset's son has been wearing in public. Word on the street? Offset took it as straight-up disrespect.
Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as the, this account does not exist and you can't even go to his Instagram.
Like Diggs wasn't just flexing a new look, he was stepping into family territory. That's when the whispers started. Was this a power move? A subliminal shot? Or did Stefon just unknowingly walk into a minefield? Either way, the internet's going crazy, and Offset's reaction just poured gasoline on the fire. Now folks are digging deeper, asking if this is really about braids, or if Offset's still heartbroken, watching another man get too close to his family vibe. This whole situation is the breaking point after months of built-up drama. Offset's been getting slammed for cheating rumors, barely showing up as a dad.
Better, because I make you feel so low about yourself. Because I don't make you feel like you're that in this home. So that's what you gotta do. So you out here trying to hurt my feelings because you think the next, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because them think if he ain't good enough that I be having you crashing out. All weekend. You was mad happy today when I can call you today. And the only reason why I called you today is because I'm trying to change my son's school and I need your approval. Other than that, fuck you. I don't care. The world, my ops. I'm with your ops. That's one for your ops. Yeah, of course, because you don't move with integrity. You're not a street. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh, I'm gonna go for your ops. Good, boo-hoo. I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my ops. You fuck my friends. I don't give a. You're lame to me, and you will never equate to me. And it's crazy that I even let you even play with me for such a...
And just straight up being missing in action from Cardi and the kids' lives. That's what finally pushed Cardi B to file for divorce. And she didn't keep it low-key either. She's been out here blasting him on socials, saying he doesn't provide for the kids and barely even sees their youngest little blossom. While Offset's been ghosting, Cardi's been shining, linked up with NFL star Stefon Diggs and looking unbothered. But when people saw Wave, her son, rocking the same exact braid style as Diggs in a viral photo, oh, Offset snapped. The second that picture hit the timeline, it lit up social media. People started throwing wild theories around. Was Cardi trying to match her son's look with her new man's on purpose? Was it some kind of dig at Offset? Either way, it struck a nerve fast. Offset wasted no time.
Hey, what's up, Twin? Drew. What's up? Cut the light on. Cut the light on. Yeah, man. I just want to let y'all folks know we having shit. You know what I mean? It's his. I'm going up out of this though. Y'all live with that.
He jumped on X, formerly Twitter, and let it all out in a wild post. He wrote, "Now watch somebody die for playing with my son. They called me a crash out and I don't care how. Trolling with my kids, inch back." That post had people shook. It was raw, intense, and had fans wondering if he was ready to really go off. Then, out of nowhere, Offset deleted both of his accounts, gone from social media completely. You don't just wipe your online presence unless you're deep in your feelings. That's when folks knew it was serious. No jokes, no trolling. Offset dipped like he was done with the internet for real. It's like he just vanished into thin air while the rest of the world kept spinning. Let's take it back for a second. Because the Cardi B and Offset saga didn't just start yesterday. It's been messy for years. They tied the knot in 2017, but that marriage has been more chaotic than a soap opera. They had 3 kids, Culture, Wave, and Blossom, but their relationship always on shaky ground. Back in 2020, Cardi had enough and filed for divorce the first time, calling out Offset's cheating ways. They patched things up for a while, but by 2024, things fell apart again. Cardi went for divorce round 2, this time over Offset being MIA as a dad and barely helping out financially. Cardi aired it all out, saying she was the one holding everything down, paying 6 figures just for their kids' schooling, childcare, and security. Offset? Nowhere to be found. Not showing up for his kids, not pitching in with the bills. Cardi's patience ran dry, and that's when she finally said, "Enough's enough." But here's the twist that really got people talking. After Cardi made it clear she didn't even want child support and said Offset could see the kids whenever, Offset still pulled a bold move. He went and filed for joint custody and spousal support. Like what? After all that, Cardi snapped back online with a cold post that said, "I regret you," straight up calling him out as a ghost dad who only pops up when it's convenient. This drama didn't stay private either. It exploded on social media. Cardi wasn't holding back, throwing shade like a pro. And Offset, he fired back with accusations, claiming Cardi cheated while she was pregnant. Yeah, he really went there, and Cardi didn't even flinch, like she dared him to say more. This wasn't just a breakup. It turned into a full-blown digital war with receipts, regrets, and no signs of peace. Cardi didn't hold back. She hit back on Twitter with a cold, "I did." Just 2 words, but they hit hard. It showed the world that she wasn't about to sugarcoat anything. She opened up about how much the whole relationship drained her emotionally, saying she felt like she was the one carrying all the weight, the emotional backbone of their kids' lives. You could tell she was done being the only one holding it together. And now, she's moved on, with none other than NFL baller Stefon Diggs. Cardi's out here posting pics, dropping videos, and even went public saying her spiritual guide told her to date Stefon. That's not just intuition, that's divine guidance. Still, even with the universe backing it, some folks are side-eyeing the timing since all the Offset drama is still hanging in the air. But Cardi doesn't look like she's worried one bit. She's been spotted courtside with Stefon at NBA games looking real cozy, holding hands, laughing. It's all over Instagram, and it's clear she's enjoying this new era. No more toxic arguments, no more ghosting, just vibes and freedom. Meanwhile, Offset's been playing it like he's unbothered. No comments, no shade, just cool silence. But fans aren't convinced. Some think he's trying to keep it calm in public while fuming behind closed doors. After all, This is the same man who went off over Braids, so seeing his ex-wife flaunting a new man this confidently, that's gotta sting. The drama might look quiet on the surface, but if you know this story, you know it's far from over. Come on now, everybody knows Offset ain't as cool as he's pretending to be. You can post all day like you're unbothered, but the truth always shows up in actions, not captions. Offset's out here acting like Cardi's new relationship don't faze him. But let's be real for a second. Nobody's buying it. If he was really chill about the whole thing, why did he rush to file for spousal support and joint custody the minute Cardi filed for divorce? Why is he constantly throwing low-key jabs and trying to keep control over everything? That doesn't sound like someone who's moved on. It sounds like someone who's struggling to let go. Offset might be putting up a front on social media, but this legal mess says everything we need to know. Let's break it down. Offset filed for joint custody of the kids and spousal support, even though Cardi is already covering everything, from schooling to childcare to security. She's been spending major stacks to make sure their kids are good. Cardi B's estimated net worth is somewhere between $80 to $100 million. Offset, around $30 million. And that gap is exactly why the court handed him a win. Now Cardi's got to pay him spousal support. Imagine that. After doing all the heavy lifting, she's got to cut a check to the same man she said barely showed up. Talk about a slap in the face. But hey, that's how it goes in Hollywood. The more money in the mix, the messier the divorce. The court gave them joint custody, but guess what? The kid's primary residence stays with Cardi B. So at the end of the day, she's still the one holding it down. Offset might have gotten a legal win, but emotionally, it's clear who's really in control. They might be trying to keep things civil for the kids, aiming to give them the best of both worlds. But let's not pretend the spotlight isn't burning through every move they make. With millions watching, every post, every sighting, everything gets picked apart. And this is only the beginning. Now let's talk about Offset's victim act. Word going around is that he's been trying to flip the script, pushing this idea that Cardi was the one who cheated. But let's keep it honest. Offset's track record speaks for itself, and it's far from clean. Back in 2018, a video dropped of Offset looking real cozy with another woman, and the internet exploded. People were quick to drag him for it, and speculation about him cheating on Cardi B hit an all-time high. And who could forget that viral clip of Offset sliding his number to another girl, while Cardi was right there on a date with him? That moment had fans in disbelief. But here's the twist. After all the cheating drama, they still tried to work it out. They got back together, moved on like nothing happened, and even dropped music together. Offset appeared on a few of her tracks, including the 2019 hit Clout, which had people wondering if the whole thing was just damage control. Like maybe they were trying to polish up the image and keep it moving for the public eye. Still, fans weren't falling for it. The vibe felt off, and the trust was already cracked. Everyone could see it. Offset wasn't being loyal, and Cardi looked like she was just pushing through. Now, fast forward to the 2024 divorce filing, and it's just confirming what people suspected for years. Cardi officially called it out, making it clear Offset had been doing his own thing on the side. So all that finger pointing, it's not really landing. The receipts go way back, and the truth's been sitting in plain sight all along. Cardi B made it crystal clear. Offset's infidelity and lack of presence as a father were the final straw. And when you really step back and look at it, it's wild. Offset's been out here trying to flip the narrative, acting like he's the one who's been hurt, while everyone else has been watching him move foul for years. Cardi's just telling it like it is, but he keeps spinning it like he's the victim. But here's the truth. You can't fake being the good guy forever. The public sees through it now. Offset's been talking up this image of being a loving, involved father. And sure, he's got 6 kids, including Culture and Wave with Cardi. 6, that's not nothing. But the way he talks about fatherhood versus the way he's been acting, yeah, that don't add up. He's always preaching about how much his kids mean to him, and he even dropped a whole album back in 2019 called Father of 4, trying to show the world his dad's side. But lately the receipts say something very different. Cardi's out here calling him an absentee father, plain and simple. And she didn't just throw shade. She spelled it out on social media, saying he doesn't show up, doesn't help out, and doesn't provide, not emotionally, not financially, nothing. She's been the one keeping things stable for the kids, allegedly covering it all, from school fees to security, with zero help from Offset. So while he's talking fatherhood in interviews and lyrics, Cardi's been the one actually doing the work. And now, more and more people are starting to realize this picture Offset's been painting, it's got some serious cracks in it. Cardi's been carrying the whole load, raising the kids, keeping her career strong, and holding it down emotionally, all while being under the public microscope. Let's pause for a second and really break it down. Being a father isn't about dropping nice quotes in interviews. It's about showing up, being present, and actually taking care of your kids, day in, day out. But Offset, he's been MIA for a while now, and Cardi finally said, enough's enough. The public breakup didn't just spill tea, it exposed everything. While Cardi was balancing motherhood, music, non-stop media pressure, and public judgment, Offset was out here doing his own thing, living free. Sure, he's talked about being a father in interviews, but when it came to actions, that story looked real different. Since the divorce, Cardi's been speaking her truth louder than ever. She said she regrets ever getting with Offset, called him a deadbeat dad, and she's opened up about how much stress she went through, especially while pregnant. Not just carrying a baby, but carrying the weight of public opinion, rumors, and trying to maintain the picture-perfect family image the world expected from her. Let's be real, it's been heavy on both of them, but the emotional burden Cardi's faced has been something else. Now, with her getting closer to Stefon Diggs, people are watching like it's a whole new season of drama. That new relationship added serious heat to a situation that was already on fire. And now, it's turning into a quiet tug of war. Offset's trying to keep himself looped in, trying to stay relevant, trying to hold on to some level of control, whether it's through the courts, social media, or even something as simple as matching hairstyles. Everything's under the spotlight now. This isn't just about love lost anymore. It's about who's really in charge moving forward. Here's the truth. You can't just roll back into your ex's life like nothing changed, trying to play the good guy after everything that went down. That ship sailed a long time ago, and the public, they've already made up their minds, and it's not looking great for Offset, whether he wants to admit it or not. Cardi's moved on, and that clearly bothers him. But let's be clear, this battle ain't over, not even close. And the moment things really flipped was when those matching braids came into play. That's when the situation stopped being about Cardi's new relationship and turned into a straight-up ego hit for Offset. His pride was touched, and that's when the threats started flying. Word in the streets is Offset was furious. So mad, he allegedly started throwing threats around. The braid situation seemed to hit a nerve, and it wasn't about fashion, it was about control. That photo of his son with Stefon Diggs, both rocking similar braids, lit a fire inside him that had clearly been building up for a while. And now, the world's watching every move like it's a live soap opera. Reactions are all over the place. Some folks are dragging Offset for overreacting, especially since Wave's been wearing that braided style since April, long before Diggs ever stepped out with it. One person online said, he ain't seen his kids but worried about some braids. Another posted, all the pain he put her through and now he's crashing out over hair? Someone else added, the braid's been in since 6 months ago. Baby got starter locks now. That just proves he hasn't even seen his son. The backlash has been loud, but not everybody's against him. There's still a crowd showing support for Offset, saying he's just being a dad, trying to protect his kid. One comment read, Cardi went too far, but someone clapped back with, how many times Offset went too far? And another pointed out, he just doesn't want his son calling another man dad. That hit a nerve with a lot of people. Now the big question on everyone's mind, what happens next? Is Offset going to try to fix things behind the scenes? Or are we looking at a full-blown war of words about to explode across social media? One thing's for sure, this story isn't finished, not even close. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.